And set.
Are we up?
You are live right now.
Are we alive? Wait.
That hand.
That's perfect.
So good.
Awesome. So welcome to Force Kite and Wake, everybody. We're located here in Charleston, South Carolina, and today we have our special guest, Nick Jacobsen. For those of you guys that don't know who Nick Jacobsen is, I'll have him introduce himself. Let's start with this. Nick, how long have you been kiteboarding?
I have been kiteboarding for almost 15 years.
How many of those 15 years have you been professional athlete?
I think around 7.
7 years.
7, 8 years, yeah, something like that.
Give us the breakdown. How did you become a professional athlete? What happened?
Yeah, what happened? That's a good question. I finished my basic school in Denmark. I'm Danish.
Okay, you're Danish?
I'm Danish, yeah. And I finished, what you have to do, what you're forced to do. And then as soon as I was done, I traveled to Cape Town.
Okay.
To visit my dad back then. He used to live there.
Okay.
And that's how I picked up the sport. So he used to windsurf back then, and then he sold all his equipment and bought kites. So he bought a 7, a 9, a 11, and a 13. Okay. So every time he would be on a 9, I would be on a 7, and so on. So
did you take any lessons?
I did actually, yeah. I did.
Okay. How did you do?
I did, not too bad, but back then we didn't have too much D-power on the kites, and we learned it at a spot like full on offshore. Between 30 and 40 knots. So
alright, that's a light wind for learning. That's Cape Town, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. A very sketchy place to learn, but yeah.
Well, very cool, man. Like, tell us a little bit about your highlights in your career. A lot of people know very well who Nick Jacobsen is, but a lot of people that are watching this video probably don't know.
Right.
Tell us a little bit more. What's the brand you're riding for now, and tell us a little bit about your competitions that you've taken.
Yeah, I mean, I signed with Cabrinha kiteboarding 3 years ago,
okay.
Something like that, and I feel like ever since I signed with that company, it kind of, my career took off in a way, because of, all the support and all the places they send you to, and the competitions, and, being able to build a kite from scratch, which we did, me and Pat Goodman.
What kite is that?
That's the FX.
The FX.
Yeah.
Alright, so
exactly.
I'm learning every day. So FX was built from scratch from this guy, and who was it?
Only, and no one else. Yeah.
Nobody, so yeah.
So good.
He stitched it in his living room.
I probably did like between 10 and 12% of that kite.
Okay, well there you go.
I did a lot of testing on it, so. Yeah,
so what was the goal for the FX?
The goal for the FX was to make a bigger kite. So in the beginning it was kind of hard to, because I mean the Switchblade, which boosts.
I never heard about that. How do you call it? Switch what?
The Switchblade.
Switchblade.
The
Okay,
Switchblade.
got it. That's a good kite.
You own a kite shop, right? Cool. Okay, got it.
Okay, keep going.
No, so as time went by, we tried to focus more on the Switchblade as the bigger kite.
Okay.
And the FX as well, but we want to make that a bit more of a freestyle oriented kite.
Okay.
So it's kind of annoying because now I have to travel with both models.
Which one is your favorite? Let's say it's like there's a perfect 9-meter day.
Yeah. So what's a 9-meter day for you?
Well, let's say 9-meter day with your weight in a perfect average world would have been like 20 miles an hour, 21. Which one would you pump?
In 20 miles an hour?
22, whatever. 23.
I'll probably go with like either a 10 or a 12.
Alright, what's a perfect 9-meter day for you?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that would probably be, I mean, I'm so used to Cape Town,
okay,
where you get a lot of wind, and if you kite there every day, you get used to big kites, so you would ride like super slow, going upwind, and then just waiting for that perfect wave to take off on.
Okay.
And so we're always riding like 9s and 10s in like 40 knots, which is way too big. But it's not like you're not enjoying riding, but you enjoy as soon as you take off, then the enjoyment kind of starts. So when you're just riding, you're like holding on. It's like survival.
Going for your life. 40 knots on 9-meter. Don't do that at home.
No, don't do that,
Again, if it's blowing 40 knots, give us a call. We'll ship you a 6-meter. You're not Nick Jacobsen.
Get yourself a helmet.
Get yourself a helmet.
Like that. Yeah. Safety leash. All that stuff.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, and the FX is amazing kite, and it's the new kid in the Cabrinha family, and it took the world by a wildfire. I think we have a lot of our local young riders that are looking for that freestyle, high performance Cabrinha kite that was almost missing in the last 10 years, so totally nailed it there. Congratulations on that project, it's a killer. The kite that we mentioned a little bit ago was called the Switchblade. Switchblade is probably one of the kites in the world that it's, I will say, sold more than anything else ever made together.
Yeah.
Not together, but yeah, it's very popular kite. Why do you like the Switchblade? What's up with the Switchblade? Why it's so popular, you think? And again, it's like, I know that you're a very competitor and you're a very good athlete and you're competing all the time, but I want you to put yourself in the shoes of the everyday kiteboarder that has to work from Monday to Friday, has the weekend off, not necessarily want to pull a mega loop from away from Cape Town because he has 3 kids and a wheel. So it's like the everyday kiteboarder. Why the everyday kiteboarder loves so much the Switchblade, you think?
Right. I mean, I started riding the Switchblade last year when we did a video in Cape Town, and I fell in love straight away because I realized that, you know, the amount of hang time, the range. I think the most important thing about the Switchblade is definitely the range.
Okay.
Because you can ride in a lot of wind. It has a lot of D-power. It has a lot of power as well. So it covers, you know, I would say at least 2 or 3 different like sizes of kites.
Okay.
Where the FX, that's a bit more like, okay, it's good for a 9. Okay, I'm gonna pump my 9, you know.
Okay.
And then on Switchblade you can ride an 8, which kind of can't perform as a 9 and a 10 as well.
Okay.
It depends on like the bridle setup and how you set your kite up. So, but for me, it's just great to cover so many, like the ratio of like so many different sizes.
Well, very cool though. It's basically the Switchblade has amazing wind range and makes it very easy to ride. What we like about the Switchblade is like we see Nick Jacobsen competing in the King of the Air. What are you riding a Switchblade?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so King of the Air, Nick was riding a Switchblade, and the same time our students are walking after their lessons here is the very first kite they purchased. A Switchblade, so it's so
exactly
versatile.
that's the cool thing about the Switchblade, because you do, I mean, kiteboarders they travel quite a bit, and the less kites you can travel with, the better.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, as you just said, the Switchblade, it's perfect for learning on. It's perfect for teaching with. It can, you know, boost super high and win big competitions. So all around perfect kite. If you ask
All right, I'm gonna shift this conversation from the gear tech talk. I don't want you guys get boring, and Nick is here, so there's a little bit more behind Nick just talking about kites. So Nick, I want to bring you back to last year when you became the Red Bull King of the Air champion. Tell us about it. Like, how was it? What happened in Cape Town? Tell us the story behind it, and take it from here.
Yeah. So I've been competing in that event for the past 5 editions of King of the Air. I got second the first year, and then I got a 5th, a 9th, a 4th, and I managed to win it this year. And you know, as the season starts in Cape Town, which is like now, like beginning of November, it only ends in like March. So I used to go there early in the season, get kiting, and you know, get you know, out there every single day, and because the season down there is so good.
Yeah.
So as you know, if you spend a few months there before the event, you get used to the conditions, you get used to the wind and the waves, and the more, you know, relaxed you can kind of be when you compete, I guess. I mean, it depends, you know, what you're into and stuff, but
you feel more like at home when you're competing.
yeah, exactly. You know exactly where the waves are breaking, you know, the wind, you know, it's super gusty, it's cold water. You gotta get used to those conditions down there. And yeah, I mean, I was kind of nervous in the beginning. I don't ride competitions. I hate competing. I hate it. But I think the good thing about this year's King of the Air was I had a cracked rib. That sounds a bit weird maybe, but a few days before the event I cracked a rib.
Okay.
And so I was on painkillers all day.
Oh, that's why you pulled the trigger.
I think so, because I was like not in my zone at all. I was just listening to some nice jazz music on the beach all day. I didn't feel like talking to anyone because I was in so much pain. And then as soon as you head out there on the beach for your heat, you're forced to, you know, focus and, okay, this is my heat, this is 12 minutes, 13 minutes. Now it's on. As soon as I'm done, I'm done. So it's, you put everything on the line, and you know, you ride a super overpowered 9 Switchblade.
In 40?
In like between 35 and 40 knots.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, it's I think the good thing about me cracking my rib was that you kind of you don't think you're gonna win, because I mean, come on, who can win a competition with a cracked rib?
Especially King of the Air.
Yeah,
I agree.
so I was very chilled about the whole thing. My approach on the day was very, I'm just gonna ride for a few heats, see how I do, and that's about it. And it was a cool day. It's such a fun event. The beach is just full of people, tens of thousands of people on the beach, and all the competitors, we all know each other. We're all like super good friends, and we train together, and so it's not like, okay, I'm gonna kick your ass because I hate you. It's like
it's a family.
It's a family, and you get stoked for the guys when they do a big mega loop or whatever. You're like, oh wow, that was wild shit. Now I gotta step it up now, and that kind of sucks. But that's the fun thing about it, I think.
Alright guys, if you're watching this, 3 steps you gotta take if you wanna win the King of the Air in Cape Town. Goes like this. First step, crack your rib. Second step, get painkillers. Third step, relax and pull the trigger. It's simple as that.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Something like that.
So that is amazing, dude. Congratulations again on that. We're really stoked for you. For those of you guys that are watching this video, probably recognize this face because it's one of those athletes that can resist the need to jump from tall buildings with kites and landing in the water. So what's up with that, dude? Like, how did this whole addiction started? It's like, oh, look at the skyscraper.
Yeah.
Might as well jump on from a kite with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of strange.
Does your insurance company know about this?
They do, yeah, and I sure do pay for it as well.
So tell us about the Dubai project. Everybody's seen the jump from Dubai. This was nuts, right? You guys probably seen it everywhere on YouTube, but tell us a little bit more about it. I know that was a big success for you, and it took you quite a few years to get it done.
Yeah.
So tell us about what happened. With a few sentences, but most importantly, what I want to know is like, what was in your head the last 10 seconds before you pull the trigger and decide to take off free flying from a skyscraper?
Right. So, I mean, I had the idea 5 years ago, and I knew it was going to take...
Were you taking any painkillers at that time?
Not at that time, no. Not at that time, no. So, I had the idea, and I was like, this is going to be a journey, because this is going to take some time to get all the permits and stuff. And... just to keep it short, I linked up with the right people. As soon as you know the right people in Dubai, you're good to go in like any direction you want, kind of thing. And that took me like 4.5 years to know who to approach and stuff. And so the journey, the whole journey from an idea to execution was 4.5 years, and we did a 1 hour long documentary about it, which we're gonna show tonight here at the shop. But there's a lot of preparation in a jump like that. It's not you don't take the lift up there, pump a kite and jump. There's a lot of.
Alright, that's my question. Is like, was it a special bar that you used? Like, I was always thinking, it's like, what is if you fuck up a line? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you mess up a line, like, what is if that?
Yeah.
Tell us about the gear. Was it a special gear?
Yeah, the bar was slightly reinforced, and the kite as well. Double lines.
Okay.
So, I mean...
Was it a Kaya stock model or of a shelf?
A little reinforced.
Okay, so they reinforced the kite for you in the factory.
A tiny bit, but you don't want to reinforce it too much. You don't, because, But, and the bar was a bit, stronger materials. So it's not nice to ride with that kite and that bar, but it's good
to jump from a building.
Up here, like, okay, this is safe, now it's only on your own skill set. Like, if you believe that you can pull this off, you're good, because you don't have to worry about the gear, because that is 100% decent,
Alright guys, watch out for the new special Cabrinha Switchblade model, special edition jumping from
Sucks
buildings.
in the water, good from jumping off buildings. Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's, a lot of preparation went into this, and a lot of research. I had to go through this wind turbine company in Denmark. I have a guy working there, and he told me about like all the rotors, all the crazy winds around the building. Because the thing is, as soon as the wind hits the building, the wind goes up, and it kind of goes around the building, and it creates so many different turbulences and crazy winds. And if you don't know about that, then
you can die.
Yeah, it's quite lethal. You know, you need to do your research before doing this. I'm not suggesting anyone to do this because it's a very bad idea. I just had to do it. Yeah. So I think what went through my mind before jumping wasn't too much. Because if you get scared or if you get nervous, then I feel like I will mess it up. That's why I'm trying to, you know, stay as focused as possible and wrap my mind around the whole, like, all the safeties and the release. What happens if? What am I gonna do if this happens? What if I snap a line? You know, all those precautions that you have to take before jumping. So
ouch, the release. I was just thinking about what if you touch it accidentally?
oh, I zip tied the release.
So no release.
I couldn't release, no. But you don't want to release.
No.
It's,
Why would you release?
Yeah, that's a bad idea. A very bad idea. Long way down. So yeah, just to sum that up, before jumping off a big building like that,
Zip tied your release.
Yeah,
Focus.
first that. Yeah, you don't want to hit that accidentally.
Oh wow, man, that's the craziest jump I ever seen. So that's pretty awesome.
That's fun.
I'm glad you pulled it off.
Yeah, me too.
Any big ideas to jump from other buildings, or are you done jumping?
I have a few ideas. But you know, it's gonna take time to pull those off.
Okay.
Hopefully, it will happen.
Very cool, man. Oh wow, I can't even wrap my head around like jumping from a building with a kite. Doesn't matter how reinforces that. So
Do you have any big buildings around here?
I was thinking every day I drive over this bridge in Charleston.
Oh yeah, the bridge. Yeah, you could try with that first, and you can like step that up from there.
Yeah, I'm not that busy next weekend, so I'm thinking of climbing the bridge and jumping there.
Do it.
I'll zip tie my chicken lope. I'll be all set. No problem.
Oh, wonderful idea.
I'll FaceTime live you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome, man. Wow, that's crazy, and I'm glad that it all worked out for you. I'm glad that you're okay.
Yeah.
And that's epic. It's just the bark. That's fine.
That's a great idea.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for tuning up. This was Stan and Nick, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the water, and don't forget, ride with force.